Welcome back into Lemoy Field as we're just a moment away from the start of Game 2 of this two-game doubleheader between the Holy Family University Tigers and your Post-University Eagles. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for Game 2 of this two-game doubleheader. Game 1 did not go Post's way. It was a close game up until about the 6th inning, and it ultimately ended with an 8-3 Holy Fam victory on the road. Well, looks like we're just about ready here. Alyssa Hughes is ready. Riley Hobell is ready. And the first pitch of the ball game right down the middle, and we're underway once again at 3:19 p.m. Thanks so much for joining us alongside our entire production crew. My name is Max Stapleton, and we're thrilled to be taking you through the action today. Post looking to bounce back from that first game loss, and the count goes to 1-1 on Riley Hobell. Let's get you the lineup for the visiting Holy Family University Tigers, coming into this one with a 17-16 overall record. They're 10-5 here in conference play. It's Riley Hobell leading them off over at center field. She chops one to the left side, and it gets through for a base hit. Leadoff single for Hobell in this one. And now it's going to be Madison Grubb batting second at the hot corner. Alexis Letizia will bat third behind home plate. Sam Ciasulo, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Lily Hoban will follow her in left field. Right fielder will be Lauren Hagee batting sixth. Seventh, it's Erin Stilton, the designated player. Runner goes, lays down a bump, but it's a foul ball. And we'll do it all over again. Batting eighth, it's going to be Gabrielle Wiley over at second base. And rounding out the lineup today for Holy Fam, it's going to be the shortstop, Jaden Kelly. It's Alyssa Hughes out on the mound, coming off perhaps the best game of her career earlier in the week against Bloomfield College. Pitched her first complete game shutout of the season. The next pitch misses upstairs. Counts even, one apiece. So Hughes, the senior from Staten Island, looking to continue that momentum today, but already facing a runner on and nobody gone here in the first. Grubb squares around, gets it down the third base line, firing over to first to Sapia, and that's a really nice play for out number one. Called a sacrifice bunt for Madison Grubb, but Sapia charging in, firing, and actually getting the out at first. Not easy to do. So runner in scoring position, one runner gone, and Alexis Letizia steps up to the plate. Letizia, the star catcher for Holy Fam, takes ball one upstairs. Entering today before game one, she had the team best 376 batting average and the second best on the team, 966 OPS. Fifth in the conference with 10 doubles and tied for seventh with 3 home runs. She skies one into foul territory there. It goes to 1-1. In game one, Letizia, a little bit of a quieter day, 1 for 4. Had a single, but not much else to talk about. 3 flyouts. The 1-1 offering misses in the dirt. Nice stop behind the plate by Brianna Hines, and it goes to 2-1. Devin Barnett pitched a really good game, again, up until about the 6th inning for her. Overall in game one, it was 7 innings of work, but 8 earned runs on 13 hits, no walks to no strikeouts, and Alyssa Hughes looking to follow it up. Good job just fouling that one off from Letizia, and the count evens up at 2 apiece. Game started off with a third pitch single from Riley Hobell, and then she was moved over thanks to the sacrifice bunt from Madison Grubb. Runner on second with one man gone. Big pitch coming up for Hughes, the 2-2. Tough take in there on the outside corner for a called strike 3. First strikeout of the day for the entire Post pitching staff belongs to Alyssa Hughes, and now there's 2 away, and the ever-so-dangerous Sam Ciasulo stepping up to the plate. First offering into her, misses just a touch below the knees, and it goes to 1-0. Before Game 1, Ciasulo, she entered today with a 286 average and a 1066 OPS. 5 doubles, a conference-leading 8 home runs, and tied for 5th best in the conference with 25 RBIs on the season. Heading the count 2-0 after back-to-back pitches missed down low. Wasn't a whole lot to talk about for Ciasulo in Game 1, and that's just kind of continuing a trend. Entered Game 1 for her last 10. and exited game 1 now 1 for her last 13 after the 0 for 3 performance earlier. Good spot here, though, especially for a power hitter. You got to imagine in 0-0 game, Ciasulo is going to get the green light here, so got to be careful if you're Hughes. The 3-0. High fly ball, deep to left field, ranging back Searles at the track. She's gone! Her conference leading 9th home run of the year. She had the green light, and she makes it a 2-0 game in favor of Holy Fam. Boy, you felt that one coming, didn't you? After an 0 for game in game 1 for Ciasulo, you knew that one wasn't going to last. And so often in 3-0 counts, pitchers just decide to juice one right over the middle, and it looked like that was Hughes' plan, just maybe steal a strike, and Ciasulo said, no way, Jose. 2-run bomb and a 2-0 game for Holy Fam, and now it goes to Lily Hoban. Hoban didn't play in game 1. And the first pitch she sees a hard ground ball, but foul past the third baseline. Goes to 0-1. For Hoban, the sophomore out of Millsboro, Delaware. Second best average on the team at 349 and third best OPS at 846. Not to mention she's also got 6 doubles, a home run, and 11 RBIs. Batting 5th in game 2 of this doubleheader. Takes the next pitch outside, and it goes to 2-0 or 1-1. Big first inning for Holy Fam, and it looked like Alyssa Hughes had a chance to get out of it. But dangerous pitch to a dangerous power hitter in Sam Ciasulo puts him ahead 2-0 early in this one. Eagles today wearing their senior day orange uniforms, the debut of these new unis. White caps, orange jerseys with white lettering and numbering, and white pants. Holy Fam in their road black and blues. Next pitch misses off the outside corner. Good pitch in a 2-strike count, but an even better take, and it evens it up at 2 apiece. Hughes looking to get out of the inning without allowing any more damage. High chopper, right to the third baseman Sapia. She's got to be quick with it. The throw to first, not in time. Boy, good hustle by Lily Hoban, legging out an infield single. It's got to be frustrating if you're Alyssa Hughes out on the mound. You feel like you've done everything right. You got the soft contact, you got the slow hit ground ball, but it was just too slowly hit to really have any type of play on it for Sapia. So calling an infield single in the third base hit of this first inning. And now Lauren Hagee steps up to the plate. Runner goes. First pitch misses down low, and the throw was not in time. So immediately a stolen base from Lily Hoban. Hoban, by the way, she's a perfect 7 for 7 in swiped bags this year. So you saw the speed with her legging out the infield single, and now you see her move into scoring position. And the 1-0 offering into Lauren Hagee. Fouled straight back into the backstop, evens up the count 1-1. Hagee having a really good season, and that continued in game 1, where she went 2 for 4. Scored a couple of runs as well. One offering. Just a bit low and away. 2-1 now. Going into game 1 today, Hagee, she had a .220 batting average and a .509 OPS. 4 extra base hits, all of them doubles. Well, now 5, including the one earlier today. Hard line drive into left field for a base hit. Rounding third is Lily Hoban. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's cut off. Called an RBI single for Lauren Hagee, and it's now a 3-0 Holy Family lead. Despite the 2 hits earlier, Hagee, she didn't pick up any RBIs in game 1, so that's RBI number 9 for her on the season. And Erin Stilton tries to keep it going, but she ends up fouling that one off just down the left field line. Count goes to 0-1. Stilton, the designated player in Game 2, didn't play in Game 1. Enters today with a .311 batting average, this being her 17th start of the season. 4 doubles and 1 homer, 7 RBIs. Takes the Nets pitch down low, evens the count, 1 apiece. Very active inning so far for Holy Family. This being the 7th batter of the frame, and we're only in the first here. Little squibble ground ball to the second baseman Tompkins, and she gets interfered with, but actually no one's going to call any type of interference, as they say that the runner, Lauren Hagee, was in the baseline. And now it looks like we're going to have a conference here between a few of the umpires and Eagles head coach, as she's going to ask for an interference. Julie Meyer-Jones in her 4th season, talking over to Jennifer Walcott, the second base umpire, who's behind the plate in Game 1. So Walcott and Meyer-Jones asking for an explanation. Now, in Major League Baseball, I do know what the rule is, and the rule is that if the runner doesn't leave the baseline, then that's perfectly okay. Clearly wasn't an attempt to try to interfere with the player, Angelica Tompkins, fielding the ball. It's unfortunate for Tompkins, but you got to battle through it. I do believe this is the right call from both of the umpiring crew, Walcott and Brandon Glasgow. Glau. That's a hard name to pronounce. Glaugau. Well, either way, it's 2 men on and 2 men gone. Called an infield single for Erin Stilton. And the first pitch into Gabrielle Wiley finds the strike zone as it goes to 0-1. It's the second infield single of this first inning. And for Wiley, the next pitch comes in. She fouls it off, 0-2. Wiley this year, a .225 batting average, only her 15th start of the season. 2 doubles for all of her extra base hits, 2 RBIs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts for the second baseman. Next offering in, just off the outside corner. Moves the count to 1-2 now. Wiley, a senior from Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, played all 4 years at Holy Family University. 1-2, tough take in there for a called strike 3, and Alyssa Hughes does get out of the inning. Not before 3 runs on 5 base hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Eagles looking to climb back from a 3-0 deficit to the bottom of the first. Welcome back into Lemoy Field for the bottom half of this first inning. And stepping up the mound, getting the start for Holy Family University. It's the 5'8" junior out of Carteret, New Jersey, and the transfer from St. Thomas Aquinas. It's Paige Titteback, the southpaw, stepping up to the mound. Titteback so far this year has the 6th best ERA in the conference at 2.60, not to mention a 1.26 whip is tremendous, leading the team this year. Making her 10th start of the season. She's given up 22 earned and 59 1/3 innings of work. 3 doubles and 2 home runs given up. Opponents are only batting .247 against her this year. So Post has got their number cut out for them against Titteback early in this game, and we'll see how they can do. It's a 2-0 count early to Alyssa Calabrese. Same 9 batters for Post University in their lineup as in Game 1, but different order for them. Order doesn't quite change till later on in the lineup. Calabrese looks at a strike as it goes through for 2-1. Two-way player Calabrese manning the right field waters today, entering before Game 1 with a .286 batting average, best on the team, and a .737 OPS for second best on the team. She's also got 4 doubles and 3 triples for 5 RBIs. She's in a pretty good spot here, ahead 3-1. Offering comes in, hard ground ball, but right to the second baseman, Wiley. Easy play for her. And there's one away here in the first. Let's get you the lineup today for these Post Eagles. That was Alyssa Calabrese who led us off, and then Angelica Tompkins bats second, playing second base. Nyla Sapia, she mans the hot corner batting third. Bailey Dickinson, what a Game 1 she had. She's back in cleanup. Alexandra Biseglia, she's the designated player, batting fifth. Batting sixth, it's Brianna Hines behind the plate. Behind her, Brooke Dickinson at shortstop. Batting eighth, Hannah Searles, the left fielder. And rounding out the lineup today for the Eagles, it's Isabella Oliver in center field. Ooh, look at that breaking ball. Just misses up and above the strike zone to Angelica Tompkins, and the count evens up at 1 apiece here. A little check swing on the 1-1 offering, and rules that she didn't go around, so it goes to 2-1 now. Tompkins, she entered Game 1 with a .177 batting average. Went 0 for 4 in that game, so looking to bounce back here in Game 2. The next pitch misses upstairs. Count moves to 3-1 now. Eagles looking for their first base runner of the day. Down behind 3-0 after a 3-run, 5-hit first inning for Holy Fam. Another hard chopper right back to the pitcher. She fields, fires at first. Really nice looking play by Paige Tittebeck on the mound. Fielding it with her backhanded side, doing the 360 and firing a dart over the first for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 groundouts, and 2 down. And now Nyla Sapia steps up to the plate. Really good year for the senior out of Flemington, New Jersey. She watches ball 1 go below the zone. Entered today with a .265 average and a .719 OPS. 4 doubles and a homer. 1-0 offering right down West Broadway. Evens up the count 1-1. In Game 1, Sapia, she went 0 for 2, but did have a couple of walks. Came around to score after the second one of those walks. Watches a breaking ball, just missed the outside corner. Now ahead in the count, 2-1. Where Sapia really stood out to me in Game 1 was just her really nice play at third base throughout that game. Had a couple of charging plays fielded on bunts, as well as a couple of just hard-hit ground balls to the hot corner. Now looking to pick it up with the bat as well, count even at 2-2. Tittebeck looking for a 1-2-3 inning. She doesn't get it that time around, and the count moves full 3-2 now. Sun's starting to peek out again here at Lemoy Field. Wind has certainly died down a lot. Still blowing in towards home plate, but not nearly as strong. This time, Nyla Sapia fouls one off, out of play down the left field line, and we'll do the 3-2 at least one more time. Sun really did just come out of nowhere all of a sudden. Tittebeck ready, and once again, the payoff pitch. And we'll have another foul ball. Sapia doing a great job just staying alive here. This has been a good trend for Nyla Sapia lately. I mean, over her last 6 games entering today, she was 7 for her last 17 with 6 runs scored and 3 RBIs. She watches ball 4, pass right by her eye level, and that's her 3rd walk of the day. First walk given up by Paige Tittebeck on the outing, and now it's Bailey Dickinson stepping up to the plate. And what a day she's having so far. Entering today on the season, she was hitting .277 before Game 1 and a .773 OPS. So that pitch sailed way up and above her head. And then you go back to game one, and what did she do? Well, just a very casual 2 for 3 with a home run, 3 RBIs, a run scored, not to mention a walk to go along with it. Hits a hard ground ball to the left side, but fielding it cleanly is Kelly, the shortstop, as she fires to first, and that'll do it here in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base for Post as they trail 3-0 heading into the second. Welcome back to Lemoy Field for the start of this second inning of play. It's a 3-0 Tigers lead here in the second as, once again, the sun really starting to peek out. And I got to grab my sunglasses quickly. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters to kick things off for Holy Family, going up against Alyssa Hughes. And squaring around, popping up a bunt, diving for it is Brianna Hines, but she can't make the play. Goes into foul territory, and that's strike 1. Good attempt from Jaden Kelly to lead things off, but it just didn't work out in her favor. Kelly having a really nice year, her 16th start of the season, a .283 batting average. Not a whole lot of at-bats, this being number 47 for her. Next offering, big swing, and it fouled back into the backstop, and the count goes to 0-2. Kelly, the 9-hole hitter, manning the shortstop position today, listed as a utility player on the roster, can play shortstop or any of the outfield positions. 0-2, fouled straight back, and Hines couldn't hang on to it, so we'll do the 0-2 at least one more time. Give you the defensive alignment for the Eagles here in Game 2. From left to right in the outfield, it's Hannah Searles in left, Isabella Oliver in center, and Alyssa Calabrese patrolling the waters in right. Nyla Sapia at the hot corner. Brooke Dickinson, the shortstop. There's a good pitch, but it just misses off the outside corner. Even better take from Kelly, and it goes to 1-2. Angelica Tompkins is your second baseman. Bailey Dickinson is at first after being the designated player in Game 1. For the second straight game of this doubleheader, it's Brianna Hines behind the plate. Battery mates with Alyssa Hughes. Count evens up at 2-2. Call it a couple of waste pitches from Hughes, although that 0-2 pitch was really, really close. Sixth pitch of the at-bat coming up next. Hughes and Kelly stuck in a battle. The 2-2. High fly ball. Straight away right field. Charging in for his Calabrese, and she's not going to get there. Boy, what a misread by Post University. The combination of Calabrese and Angelica Tompkins. Looked like it was probably Tompkins' ball, but it looked like it was going towards straightaway right field, and that wind picked up, blowing in towards home plate, and I believe that killed that softball. So call it a seeing eye single for Jaden Kelly. And she moves to 1-for-1 on the day. To the top of the order we go. Runner takes off. The throw down to second base, not anywhere close. Goes into the outfield. So call it a stolen base for Jaden Kelly. By the way, she's a perfect 5-for-5 on stolen base attempts this year, and it's the second swiped bag in 2 innings for Holy Fam. Runner in scoring position. Nobody gone here in the top of the second inning. It's Riley Hobell up to the plate. She's 1-for-1 so far today with a run scored. Next pitch missed down low. Looked like she was going to square around, but pulled it back. Count now at 1-1. Hobell, the third best batting average on the team entering today. Not to mention, she's tied for the second most at-bats in the conference this year. She gets another base hit into left field. Rounding third and coming home to score is Jaden Kelly into second base. An RBI stand-up double. It's Riley Hobell. Make it a 4-0 Holy Fam lead. Back-to-back hits and a little bit of manufacturing on the base paths for the Tigers. They add some insurance, and this ever-so-dangerous top of the order continues as Madison Grubb steps up to the plate. First offering into her. She squares around. I don't believe she pulled it back. But there was no signal from the umpire, so we're going to say ball one. For Hobel, it's her 15th RBI of the season. And it's her 7th double of the season as well, so some really good numbers for the leadoff senior out of Southern Lehigh High School. 2-0 offering coming into Madison Grubb. And it misses off the outside corner. Make it 3-0. Hughes hasn't given up a walk yet today, in danger of losing her first here. In the last 3-0 count she was in, it was that big 2-run bomb from Sam Ciasulo. That one misses down low. It's ball 4. So first walk of the day given up. And station to station right now are the Tigers. 3 batters in this inning. All 3 of them have reached base, and Alexis Letizia steps up. Struck out looking her first time around, one of 2 strikeout victims of Alyssa Hughes' so far. First pitch in there for a strikeout the letters. You can tell Letizia didn't love that one, and it goes to 0-1. Game 1 today, she went 1 for 4, so make it a combined 1 for 5 in the 2 games so far for the Holy Family catcher. Next pitch in the dirt. Nice stop. Pretty casual, but nice stop behind the plate from Brianna Hines. 1-1. It was a leadoff single for Jaden Kelly. Then she swiped a bag and was brought home to score from Riley Hobel. Followed up by a 4-pitch walk to Madison Grubb. It's a 2-1 count now to the 3-hole hitter Letizia. Had a tough series against Wilmington, I should say. Before that 0 for 7 against Wilmington, she was on a 15-game hitting streak. During that stretch of 15 games, she was .517 her batting average, 30 for 58. 13 runs, 17 RBIs, 6 doubles, 3 homers, 4 walks. Pretty unbelievable numbers from the senior from Tons River. She has a hard line drive into left field, right at the left fielder, Hannah Searles, heads up. That one almost took off her glove as she was making the catch, but it's a super crucial out number 1 here in the second. So Letizia moves to 0 for 2 on the day, but doesn't get any easier. The ever-so-dangerous Sam Ciasulo up to the plate. First pitch into her, well off the outside corner, 1-0. Of course, Ciasulo hit that 2-run bomb in the first to start the scoring for Holy Family. That's her conference-leading 9th home run of the season. Skies one, and a shallow left field, ranging over the left fielder, and a good play made by Hannah Searles. Good communication between Searles and the shortstop, Brooke Dickinson. Looked like Dickinson was eyeing for that one, but it was definitely Searles' ball, and that was the right play made. So after the first 3 batters were all able to reach base, it's 2 in a row retired for Alyssa Hughes. And it's going to be up to Lily Hoban to try to keep the inning alive for the visitors. First offering in, finds the strike zone, and the count goes to 0-1. Hoban reached, legged out an infield single, and then on the very next pitch stole a bag. Came around to score later, so already a very productive evening, 1 at-bat in. Hard ground ball to the left side, fielded by the shortstop Dickinson. She goes the short way, and that'll do it here in the second. So all in all, not bad. Could have been worse for Alyssa Hughes. They score 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. It's 4-0 Holy Family here as you're watching Post University Softball. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to lead off this second inning for Post University, starting off with Alexandra Biseglia. On the mound, Paige Titteback only faced one over the minimum in the first, albeit did throw a good amount of pitches. Has the long windup and fires away to Biseglia, and it goes to 1-0. Biseglia entered game one with a 114 batting average. Lines one foul down the first base line, and it goes to 1-1. It's the third most at-bats on the team this year, with 70 of them, 8 hits, 2 of which have gone for doubles. Checks her swing, and that's a really good-looking breaking ball to move the count to 1-2. The 1-2 offering in, and the dirt, 2-2 now. Biseglia, she went 0 for 3 in game one, did reach base once on a walk. Looking to maybe bounce back a little bit here in game two. And she works the count full, 3-2. Biseglia, by the way, true freshman, was voted her best offensive player in her district in 2022 as she lines one just past the outstretched glove of Gabrielle Wiley into right center field for a base hit. First base hit of the day for Biseglia. And it's a leadoff single for Post. Let's see if they can gather some momentum off of that. Brianna Hines steps up to the plate next. It's 9 straight righties in the lineup for Post today, facing the southpaw in Tittebeck on the mound. First offering into Hines, misses down low, and it goes to 1-0. Hines entered today with a 161 batting average, 1 extra base hit, that was a triple, and 3 RBIs. But she had a really good game one, which she went 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Next pitch finds the strike zone, evens up the count at 1 apiece. The 1-1 offering in. Ground ball to the left side. Charging on is the shortstop, Kelly. She fires to first in time. Boy, tough play. Made look easy that time by Jaden Kelly. A productive out, nevertheless, for Brianna Hines as it moves the runner into scoring position. And Brooke Dickinson will step up to the plate next. First offering into her, just misses off the outside corner, and it 1-0 count. Dickinson moving down a spot. Hit 6th earlier today, now hitting 7th in game 2. Swings away at the next pitch, skies into right field, ranging over is the right fielder Hoban, and she makes the catch. Tagging up to third and making it successfully is Alexandra Biseglia, so called a sac fly for Dickinson. Now 1 run only 90 feet away from scoring, but with 2 away, it's going to take a base hit, and Hannah Searles will be the woman coming up to the plate. Searles, a 195 hitter. First pitch in. Close pitch, but a better take, and it's 1-0. Just misses a touch below the zone. Searles 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts in game 1, looking to bounce back a little bit here. Ended her 3-game on-base streak in game 1. Modest, but still always nice to have. To mention, she also has 2 hits in her last 3 games, so even though she's a touch below the Mendoza line this year, Searles really starting to pick it up. Hits a hard ground ball past the diving shortstop into left field for a base hit. And right on cue, Hannah Searles picks up an RBI single. It's now a 4-1 ball game. So for Hannah Searles, her 5th RBI of the season. And even though she went hitless in game 1, she has been playing a lot better softball as of late, and that continuing today. It'll be up to the 9-hole hitter, Isabella Oliver, to try to keep the inning going. Swings away at the first pitch and skies it foul and out of play as it goes to 0-1. Oliver, a really good center fielder, especially as a freshman. Entering today with a 184 batting average. Did reach base once, but went 0 for 2 in game 1. Now 0 for her last 11 overall over the last 4 games. Takes a strike on the outside corner there, and it goes to 0-2. Inning started off with a leadoff single from Alexandra Biseglia. Brianna Hines moved her over with a fielder's choice. Brooke Dickinson then moved her over with a sacrifice fly, and Hannah Searles brought her in thanks to that single. Snap throw back to first, really no chance. It's a 1-2 count now to Isabella Oliver at the plate. It's the second most at-bats for Post coming into this game. The 1-2. Staying alive. Fouled it straight back into the backstop. It's interesting because Isabella Oliver, she's a hometown kid from Waterbury, but went to Holy Cross High School. Almost similar to Holy Family. I got confused there for a second. Runner on first, 2 men gone. And the next offering in. Close pitch, better take. Wow, stone cold take from Isabella Oliver, but it evens the count up at 2 apiece. Boy, in a 2-strike count. As a coach, you're probably screaming saying you want to protect, but it worked out in her favor there. And Julie Meyer-Jones was probably focusing on that in her 4th season here for Post. Once again, a 2-2 offering. Runner looked like she was about to take off, and an even closer take that time, but once again, stone cold from Isabella Oliver. And it runs the count full, 3-2. So the runner will be on the move, and Hannah Searles, full count, 2 gone. There she goes, and we'll have another one. This next pitch will be the 8th of the at-bat between Paige Tittebeck and Isabella Oliver. For Tittebeck, although she's only faced a couple over the minimum here, pitch count's not in the best shape. This will be number 35 here, trying to close out the second inning. The payoff. High fly ball, shallow right field, charging on the right fielder Hoban, but she's not going to get there as it falls into foul territory, and we'll have another payoff pitch. Everybody getting reset. Once again, the runner on first, and Hannah Searles will be going on the pitch. And the payoff. Upstairs, that's ball 4. Looked like a breaking ball that just kind of slipped out of the hands of Tittebeck. And how about that at-bat from Isabella Oliver? A 9-pitch walk with 2 outs to keep the inning alive for Post University. And we go back up to the top of the order. And Alyssa Calabrese steps up to the plate. By the way, the second walk of the game given up by Paige Tittebeck so far. Hasn't struck anybody out so far. First pitch up and in to Calabrese. Scary moment there, but dodged out of the way quickly, and the count goes to 1-0. Calabrese, she's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out in her first at-bat only a frame ago, but went 1 for 3 in game 1 with a walk, a single, and a run scored. Good pitch there, right down West Broadway. Snap throw to second. How many times do you see that? Man, Alexis Letizia doesn't have a lack of confidence behind the plate, throwing it all around the diamond and hasn't made an error yet. The 1-1 offering. Fastball in there for a late called strike, and it goes to 1-2. Calabrese having to protect here, trying to keep the inning alive for the Eagles. 2 on and 2 out. Checked her swing, but didn't go around. Pitch was low and away, and evens up the count at 2 apiece. Both of these teams sending a lot of batters to the plate early in this game. It's 4-1 Holy Family, and already back to the leadoff hitter for the second time in as many innings. Calabrese grounds one to the third baseman. Grubb fires to first, and that'll do it here in the second. But the Eagles do get one back. 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. It's 4-1 in favor of the Tigers as you're watching Post University softball. off to the third inning here in Waterbury, Connecticut at Lemoy Field, and it's a 4-1 ball game in favor of the Tigers. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 the hitters due up for Holy Family, starting off with Lauren Hagee. She hits a hard line drive into center field for a base hit, so one pitch, one base runner for Holy Fam to start off this third frame, and Lauren Hagee moves to 2 for 2 on the second game. Move things over to the 7-hole hitter and Erin Stilton. Stilton also 1 for 1. Reached on an infield single only a few frames ago and swings and misses at the first pitch this time around, make it 0-1 count. Stilton, a .311 hitter this year. Senior out of Jackson, New Jersey. Starting in her 17th game of the year. Next one misses upstairs. 1-1 now. At 4 doubles, 1 homer, 7 RBIs so far this year. 1-1 offering in. Hard ground ball, foul past the third baseline, and it goes to 1-2. Stilton, the designated player, that belonged to Emma Claiborne in Game 1. Claiborne now sitting on the bench for Game 2. Having to protect here is Stilton, the 1-2. Checked her swing, but a good take that time. Breaking ball misses just a bit below the knees. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. Hasn't been easy so far for Alyssa Hughes out on the mound. She's given up a base runner in each of the first 3 innings she's been in. There's a high fly ball, but should be playable. Shallow left field, and ranging over is Hannah Searles to make the catch. 1 away here in the second. Move things over to Gabrielle Wiley now. Wiley, she closed out the first inning as the second strikeout victim of Alyssa Hughes's. To make her 0 for 1 so far today. She appeared in Game 1 as a pinch runner, but didn't get any at-bats in the first game of this doubleheader. Lefty on righty matchup. Next offering in. Misses down low and below the zone, and it goes to 2-0. It's Brandon Glasgow behind home plate. And Jennifer Walcott as the umpire in the field. 2-0 offering, ground ball right to Sapia. She heads to second for 1. The relay back to first in time. And around the horn, inning-ending 5-4-3 double play to get Alyssa Hughes in and out of trouble. Boy, on the inning, no runs on a hit, no errors, no men left on base. It's still 4-1 Holy Fam here on Post University Softball. To the bottom of the third we go, and it'll be the heart of the order coming up for Post University. 2, 3, and 4 hole hitters. Leading us off, it'll be Angelica Tompkins, 0 for 1 so far today. Going up against Paige Tiddebeck in her third inning of work. And the first pitch in misses just a touch below the zone. It goes to 1-0. So Tiddebeck, that was her 49th pitch of her outing so far. Not the best shape for pitch count in terms of 2+ innings of work. Misses 2-0 now. Tompkins combined 0 for 5 today going back to game 1, so looking to turn it around. Been a couple of tough battles as she hits a line drive into right field. She's got to hustle, but she does make it for a base hit. That's always a little bit of a tricky play in softball because you can find that 9-3 put out, but that time Angelica Tompkins hustling the entire way, and she does pick up her first base hit of the afternoon. Leadoff man aboard for Post, and now moves over to Nyla Sapia. Sapia, a really good day, both in the field and at home plate. Takes the first pitch right down West Broadway, and it goes to 0-1. Worked a walk, and I mean worked a walk her first time out. 9 pitches in that first at-bat Sapia saw. She had 2 walks in game 1, and of course she started that around-the-horn inning-ending double play only a frame ago. This time, Skies went into foul territory. Nice little basket catch for Lauren Hagee in right field. And that's a big out number 1 for Paige Tidebeck on the mound. Bailey Dickinson back up at the plate. Walks into Metallica, which I personally love. But Dickinson, a tremendous day she's having. She's 0 for 1 in this game. Takes the first pitch upstairs, and it goes to 1-0. Worked a walk, had 2 RBIs on a single, and rocked a solo shot in game 1. Make her 2 for 3 in that one. Good pitch right at the knees. A breaking ball finds the strike zone from Paige Tidebeck, and it goes to 1-1 now. Dickinson just continuing her hot hitting over the last 5 games or so. Before game 1, she entered today 5 for her last 12 at the plate. Had 3 runs, 5 RBIs. A double and a home run over that stretch. So over her last 6 games, she's gotten 3 extra base hits and 6 RBIs. Next offering misses down low. Like the heads up and the large secondary lead from Angelica Tompkins out on first base. Looked like she wanted to go on the pitch in the dirt, but it was a nice stop by Letizia behind the plate. The count moves to 3-1. Lefty on righty, the 3-1 delivery. Right down West Broadway, and we got ourselves a full count. Big pitch here for Tidebeck in terms of the outcome of her night. And it's a hard line drive deep into center field. Ranging back is Ho Bell, but she makes the catch. Only a few steps in front of the wall. And that's a loud out number 2. Boy, especially when it's Bailey Dickinson at the plate, it just feels like every time there's a fly ball, it has a chance of going out. Especially with the type of week that she's had. But that time, just maybe 5 or 6 feet shy of the wall. And now Alexandra Biseglia will step up to the plate, trying to keep the inning alive. Takes the first pitch up and away, and the count goes to 1-0. Biseglia, 1 for 1 so far today. Led off the second with a single and scored the only run for Post so far. Didn't get a base hit in game 1, but did reach on a walk where she was 0 for 3. Biseglia, a freshman, hopefully a mainstay here for Post for the time coming. Hits a ground ball right to the second baseman Wiley, who goes the short way, and that'll end this 3rd inning of work. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base for the Eagles. They still trail 4-1 heading into the 4th. We head to the fourth inning here at Lemoy Field, and the Eagles trail 4-1 to the Holy Family University Tigers. For Holy Fam, it's 9-1-2 due up this frame, starting with Jaden Kelly. Kelly, the shortstop, she's 1 for 1 so far today. Singled, stole a base, and came around to score in her one-plate appearance. First pitch swinging, skies it into right field, and it's actually the center fielder, Isabella Oliver, who makes the catch. One pitch, one away for Alyssa Hughes here in the fourth. Give you the line scores through 3 innings, actually 3 1/3 now. It's 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors for Holy Family, and meanwhile it's 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for Post. No errors in this game, or in this day, going back to game 1, which is really, really rare at this level of softball, no matter what the teams are. First pitch into Riley Hobell, misses down low. The count goes to 1-0. Hobell, what a day she's having here in game 2. 2 for 2, a double, a single, RBI, and a run scored. Fouls that one down the third baseline, and it goes to 1-1 now. Not to mention that she went 2 for 4 in game 1, so just a very casual 4 for 6. Couple of runs, an RBI, and a double for Hobell, and a day's work at the office. Good pitch, just on the outside corner from Alyssa Hughes, and it goes to 1-2. Hughes looking for her 3rd strikeout in this one. This is not a Holy Family team that strikes out a lot at the plate. The 1-2 misses in the dirt. Nice stop behind the plate by Hines, and it evens up the count at 2 apiece. Lefty on righty matchup, another 2-strike pitch. Line drive back up the middle, going to be a tough play for Tompkins. She fields it, but has no shot at the throw. So that'll count as an infield single for Riley Hobell and increase her day to a perfect 3 for 3 here in game 2. Runner on first with 1 away. And this is the part of the order you got to be really, really careful with. If you're Alyssa Hughes out on the mound, it's now Madison Grubb stepping up to the plate. Runner takes off. First pitch in there for a strike. The throw down to second base. Not in time. Boy, looked like the throw got there by a good couple of feet. But hey, if you go back to a full inning ago, that inning-ending double play probably was a favorable call towards Post. That one a favorable call towards Holy Family, so we'll call it even. Now a high fly ball off the bat of Grubb in the infield, and the third baseman Sapia makes the catch. 2 away now. Boy, got to feel a little bad, though, for Brianna Hines behind the plate, because as a catcher, especially in softball, the bases are so close together, you just don't get a whole lot of opportunities to catch runners stealing, and it looked like she caught one there. So either way, after the pop-out, it goes to Alexis Letizia, the 3-hole hitter coming up. Swinging away and fouled it off behind home plate, out of play. And it goes to 0-1. Letizia, she's 0 for 2 so far today. By the way, for Riley Hobell, who's now over on second base. She's 6 for 7 in stolen base attempts this year. Hard line drive through the left side of the infield. They're going to send the runner to the plate. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Called an RBI single for Alexis Letizia. She picks up her first RBI of the day. And it's now a 5-1 Holy Fam lead. Pretty good throw from the left fielder, Hannah Searles. Got there on one hop, but just really good speed from the leadoff hitter, Hobell. She was thinking home the entire way and was able to make it. So this is a pop-up, and it stays playable for the third baseman, Sapia, to end this inning. But for Holy Family, they get 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors, and leave 1 man on the base paths. It's now a 5-1 Tigers lead here as you're watching Post University softball. Halfway through this game, to the bottom of the fourth we go, and a 5-1 lead for Holy Fam University. It's the 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters due up for Post University here in the bottom of the fourth, starting with Brianna Hines, the catcher. First pitch into her, a little excuse-me swing, ground ball to the third base side, and Madison Grubb plays it cleanly, one away here in the fourth. Well, that was quick, one pitch and one out. Move things over to Brooke Dickinson now. Shout out Michael Vesci, our PA announcer, getting into it today, giving a little oomph behind that Brooke Dickinson announcement. She lines one, and it's almost a fantastic play for the right fielder, Lauren Hagee. But how about Brooke Dickinson joining in on the fun? Couple of first pitch swinging here for the Eagles, back-to-back at-bats, but this time turns out to be a first pitch single for Dickinson. Now with a runner on first and one away, it's Hannah Searles stepping up to the plate, who has the only RBI here in Game 2 for Post. First pitch, right down the middle, and it goes to 0-1. So she's 1 for 1 with that RBI single, back in the second inning. Breaking ball just finds the top half of the strike zone, and quickly now she has to protect as she's behind 0-2. In Game 1 for Souls, it was an 0 for 3 effort, but making her 1 for 4 so far on the day. She stays alive in that 0-2 count, as we'll do it again. Had a modest 3-game on-base streak snapped in Game 1, but looking to start up a new one here in Game 2. It's a really tough take just off the outside corner, but it evens up the count, moves the count to 1-2. Outfield shade a little bit towards the first base line, the right field line, playing against Searles. Now the count evens up at 2 apiece. Boy, you notice Letizia behind home plate. She has a lot of confidence with those snap throws. We've seen her do a snap throw to second and maybe 3 or 4 throughout the course of these 2 games to first. There's a hard hit line drive into center field for another base hit, and Hannah Searles moves to 2 for 2 on the day. How about the freshman out of Bethlehem, Connecticut, having herself a Game 2? And overall, a 2 for 5 day? Well, you'll take that every day of the week. In terms of both games, now it'll be up to Isabella Oliver to try to continue the fun for Post. Oliver, no official at-bats, battled in her first plate appearance and worked a walk to reach base safely. First pitch, grounds it right back to the pitcher. She goes to third for the lead runner, and that's a smart play from Paige Tittebeck, able to get Brooke Dickinson out and getting the lead runner for 2 away. So call it a 1-5. How often do you see that fielder's choice? Allows Oliver to reach. Hannah Searles moves up to second, and Brooke Dickinson heads back to the dugout. To the top of the order we go, and Alyssa Calabrese. First pitch finds the outside corner, and it goes to 0-1. Chilly day here in Waterbury, Connecticut, but it's allowed for some more offense in the 2 games than what we're used to. Next pitch misses just a bit outside. Snap throw back down to second. Oh, boy. They rule her safe, does Jennifer Walcott, but I think that snap throw might have beaten Hannah Searles back to the bag. And either way, if you're Post, exhale. Scary moment there, but the Eagles catch a bit of a break. Next pitch in. Ground ball up the middle. Interference there, and the runner is out. Thanks to Hannah Searles running into the shortstop, Jaden Kelly, and that'll end the inning here, as that's going to go as a ground out for Alyssa Calabrese. So ultimately, Eagles, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base, as they still trail 5-1. We move to the top of the fifth inning here in Waterbury, Connecticut, and it's the Tigers trying to pad their 5-1 lead here in the fifth. Alyssa Hughes still out there, going up against the 5, 6, and 7 hole hitters for Holy Family. Lily Hoban swings at the first pitch, skies it in the infield, and it's an easy play for Bailey Dickinson at first. 1 pitch, 1 out to kick off this fifth inning for Alyssa Hughes. Seen a good amount of those so far today. Some aggressive approaches at the plate for both sides, really. As I like to call it, some ambush tactics, swinging away at the first pitch. And Lauren Hagee takes a strike on the inside corner. The count goes to 0-1. What a day Lauren Hagee is having. Combined, she was 2 for 4 in Game 1. She's 2 for 2 here in Game 2. So, well, that's 4 for 6. A double, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. You can hear the wind just howling towards home plate once again from center field, so fly balls will likely help out the defense here in this frame. And there's a fly ball right there, fairly deep into right field, but once again it just kind of dies and it becomes easily playable for Alyssa Calabrese. That's a quick couple of outs for Alyssa Hughes on the mound. Hagee moves to 2 for 3 here in Game 2. After only 4 pitches so far in this frame, it's Erin Stilton coming up to the plate to try to keep the inning alive for Holy Family. 1 for 2 so far today. She skies one on the first pitch. In the infield, shortstop Dickinson is under it, makes the catch. How about a 5-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Alyssa Hughes out on the mound? No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Still 5-1, Holy Family. Paige Tittebeck moving into her 5th inning of work out on the mound for Holy Family University. Let's give you the line scores through 4.5. It's 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors for the Tigers. 1 run on 5 hits, no errors for the Eagles. And the first pitch into the number 2 hole hitter, Angelica Tompkins, misses down low. We're underway here in the bottom half of the 5th. Tompkins, she's 1 for 2 today. Reached on a single her last time out. That was after getting ahead 2-0 in the count. It's a hard ground ball, but right at the second baseman, Wiley. Fields and fires to first. It's a quick out number 1 here in the 5th. Nyla Sapia is the next batter up for post. Man in the hot corner today, having a good game on both sides. She's 0 for 1 here in Game 2, but did reach on a walk in the first. Patient hitter, and she takes ball 1 here in the 5th. Sapia in that last series against Bloomfield, she went 2 for 7, but had 2 runs, an RBI, and a home run as well. Takes a strike to even up the count at 1 apiece. Not to mention, entering today, her last 6 games, of course, before Game 1, she was 7 for 17. That's 412, 6 runs, 3 ribbies, 2 doubles, and a home run. Ahead in the count, 2-1 here, so if I'm Sapia, I'm thinking fastball, I'm looking fastball, and I'm trying to crush fastball. Especially when you're down 5-1. No point in not swinging away. And she does. Hard line drive right to center field, and a really nice ranging play by Riley Hobell. Going out towards her forehand side, and she makes the grab for out number 2. Shout out the senior Riley Hobell, the leadoff hitter, and kind of your prototypical center fielder. A lot of speed, good contact hitter, and that time she was showing off the wheels in the field. So trying to keep the inning alive for Post University, it's Bailey Dickinson. And the first pitch into her, a little squibbler ground ball, but it goes foul, 0-1. Dickinson, she's 0 for 2 here in Game 2. A ground out and a fly out in the first and third, respectively. The 0-1 offering. Chopped foul, this time down the third baseline. So you chop the first pitch foul down the first baseline, the second one down the third baseline. Now you're looking for that Goldilocks zone. You're also trying to protect. The 0-2. Misses just a touch below it and goes 1-2 now. For Paige Tidebeck out on the mound, she's looking to retire her 5th batter in a row. Won't work out that time. Little waste breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2. She's also looking for her first 1-2-3 inning of the day. The 2-2 offering. Chopped foul. Good play by Dickinson just to keep that one alive. It's a hard fastball to keep up with. A lot of speed and a huge windup for Tidebeck on the mound. Everything plays off of that high velo. One of the conference's best out on the mound for Holy Family today. The 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2 now. And also one of the conference's best in terms of power hitters at the plate, Bailey Dickinson, putting up a really good battle here. Senior on senior day, putting on a show and trying to continue to do so. The payoff pitch. Chopped foul and out of play. We'll do it at least one more time. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up between Tidebeck and Dickinson. It deserves a little more anticipation. I think Tidebeck might be getting sick out on the mound. Having a little mound visit. I've never quite seen that before. I mean, I've seen it in YouTube clips, but never in person. And hopefully Paige Tidebeck is okay. The head coach comes out to check on her. We're going to take a quick break here as you're watching Post University Softball. Boy, taking me back to my frat boy days. Paige Tidebeck having a timeout on the mound, but ultimately staying in there and rallying. And Bailey Dickinson with a high fly ball, but it dies in center field. And Riley Hobell makes the catch for out number 3. How about Tidebeck out on the mound? Gets a little bit sick, but it's no issue as she stays in the game and works a 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Still a 5-1 game in favor of Holy Fam. We go to the top of the 6th inning here in a 5-1 lead for Holy Fam against Post University. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1-hole hitters for the Tigers, starting off with Gabrielle Wiley, and it's still Alyssa Hughes out on the mound going into her 6th inning of work. She settled down nicely, retired 6 of the last 7 batters she's faced, and worked a 1-2-3 5th inning. First pitch comes in to Gabrielle Wiley, and it misses upstairs, goes to 1-0. Wiley wasn't in the lineup for Game 1, did come in as a pinch runner, but 0 for 2 so far here in Game 2. Next pitch in, line drive, and it finds its way into the outfield for a base hit. Rounding first and actually staying put there is Gabrielle Wiley. She thought about it. It was misplayed a little bit by Hannah Searles in left field, but ultimately not enough to give her the extra base. So call it a leadoff single for Gabrielle Wiley, her first base hit of the day. Now Jaden Kelly, the 9-hole hitter, steps up to the plate. Squares around and fouls it straight back into the protection of Brianna Hins, and it goes to 0-1. Kelly 1 for 2. Singled her first time around, stole a base, and came around to score. And then she flew out on the first pitch in the 4th. Tries it again. This time gets it down. It's going to be the pitcher, Hughes, who handles it and just eats it. Called a bunt single for Jaden Kelly as she reaches for the second time today. And now we move things back over to the top of the lineup. Riley Hobel made a really nice play in center field only a half inning ago, now trying to continue that momentum at the plate. Had a tremendous day. She's 3 for 3, a double, a couple of singles, an RBI, 2 runs scored, and not to mention a stolen base on top of it. Runners on first and second with nobody gone, and first pitch well upstairs as it moves to 1-0. No action in either bullpen for either side, so this looks like it's going to be Alyssa Hughes' inning to finish. We can expect Paige Tittebeck back on the mound, despite what we just saw half an inning ago. Lays down another bunt, goes over to third baseman Sapia. She fires to first, and too casually trying to field it was Angelica Tompkins. It goes off of her glove. And that's going to be an error either on the third baseman Sapia or on the second baseman Tompkins. Allows people to reach. And in fact, it allows Gabrielle Wiley to score to make it a 6-1 game. See what the official scoring comes in as on that last play. And they're going to call it a E5 on Nyla Sapia. That allows her to reach. Actually, they're going to call it a bunt single and then an E5. I think that's the right decision. There's a hard ground ball this time off the bat of Madison Grubb. Sapia fires to first in time, and the runners stay put. So, big first out of the inning for Alyssa Hughes. So now it's going to be Alexis Letizia stepping up to the plate next. 1 for 3 so far. Is the 3-hole hitter. She skies one very deep into left field. Going back as a left fielder, Searles, but it's a foul ball. Boy, from my angle here in right field, you could see the wind affect that fly ball. It looked like it was gone off the bat. But then it kind of went farther and farther towards foul territory and actually stayed in the park. So it's just allowed strike number 1. Runners on second and third with one man gone. Next offering in. Line drive, left field, ranging back Searles, and she makes the grab. Tagging from third is the runner, and she will score. That's Jaden Kelly coming back to second base and getting there safely. Boy, riskily was Riley Hobel. But called a sacrifice fly to left field for Alexis Letizia. She picks up another RBI on the day. And now with 2 away, and that same runner on second base, it'll be up to Sam Ciasulo to try to bring her home. Ciasulo so far, 1 for 3, but had a big 2-run blast in the first inning, her conference-leading 9th of the year. The first pitch misses just a touch down low, and it goes to 1-0 on her. 7-1 ball game in favor of the Tigers. 2 gone here in the top of the 6th inning. And now a 2-0 count to one of the CACC's most dangerous hitters of the year, Sam Ciasulo. The 2-0 offering in from Hughes. Looks like it just missed below the zone. Borderline pitch, and it goes Ciasulo's way. Now a 3-0 count. Well, if you remember back in the first inning, it was one of those kind of broadcaster's jinx moments where I was saying, you know that Ciasulo has the green light on 3-0. You can't leave her one over the middle. And this time Alyssa Hughes learned from her mistake, kept it at the knees, and it goes to 3-1. Trying to battle back in this at-bat. There is an open base if you do want to work around her, but they decide not to, and the 3-1 is lined into left field for a base hit. Rounding third is Hobel. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Called an RBI single for Sam Ciasulo, her third RBI of this game, too, and it's now an 8-1 Holy Family lead. Three runs home in the inning for Holy Family as they've all but put this one away in favor of the visitors. First pitch swinging for Lily Hoban, foul territory down the third base line and just out of play into the Tigers' bullpen, so the count goes to 0-1. Hoban so far in Game 2, she's 1 for 3. Reached on an infield single back in the first, also stole a base and came around to score. 7th batter of the inning for the Tigers. Hard line drive deep into center field, ranging back Oliver, and she makes the backpedaling catch for the final out of the inning, but not before. The Tigers, they scratch across 3 runs on 4 base hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. It's now an 8-1 Holy Family lead here on Post University Softball. We move to the bottom half of this 6th inning. And it's the Eagles with a lot of work to do on the offensive side of the ball as they trail 8-1. 8 runs on 14 hits, no errors for Holy Family. 1 runs on 5 hits, and 1 error for Post so far today. Be their 5, 6, and 7 hole hitters coming up to the plate, starting off with Alexandra Biseglia. She takes strike 1 at the knees, and the count goes to 0-1 on her. Biseglia 1 for 2 today. Singled and grounded out. Came around to score after her single back in the 2nd inning. It's a 2-0 count to her. 0-2 count, I should say. And the 0-2 delivery. Ground ball. Softly hit right to the second baseman, Wiley. She flips it with the glove. And it's a foul ball. They're going to say that it hit off her foot. And that's why it was so slowly hit. I thought that Gabrielle Wiley was playing that really casually and kind of slowly making her way, and that could be why. So calling an 0-2, and Biseglia stays alive. There's another base hit over the head of Wiley. Man, it was a tremendous play from Wiley to do the glove flip to first, and now Biseglia does end up getting aboard. Her 2nd single of the day, and it's a leadoff hitter aboard for Post as Brianna Hines steps up to the plate. Hines, the catcher, she's 0 for 2 so far. First pitch comes into her, and it misses just a touch below the zone. 1-0. It's a couple of groundouts for Hines so far in Game 2. The 1-0 offering in. Finds the outside corner, and it goes to 1-1. It's 0 for 2 so far, but back in game 1, it was a 1 for 2 day, including a walk for the catcher. And she takes a pitch that ends up finding the lettering. Boy, breaking ball at the top half of the strike zone. Don't see that go the pitcher's way too often. And now the 1-2. Good job by Hines just to stay alive, fouling it back into the backstop, and it remains at 1-2. Boy, got to give a shout out to Paige Tidebeck on the mound, doing something I haven't really seen in person before. Got sick in the last inning, but came back, didn't even leave the game. Got the next batter out on the very next pitch. And so far in this one, trying to keep that momentum going. The 2-2 offering from the southpaw. And a good job by Hines to stay alive once again. So we'll do yet another 2-2. This will be pitch number 6 coming up in this at-bat. Another 2-2. Breaking ball. Good eye that time. You could see that Hines wanted to swing at it, and that was a lot of movement on that breaking ball from Paige Tidebeck, but Hines was able to stay on it and lay off of it. And now the payoff pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike 3. And boy, Paige Tidebeck set up that fastball to perfection. A lot of low and slow to get to that 3-2 count, and then just dotting the fastball in the outside corner to freeze Brianna Hines. First strikeout of the game for Paige Tidebeck, and with one away. Snap throw down to first almost ended up as an error, but didn't quite work out. And with one away, it'll be Brooke Dickinson up to the plate. One for one is Dickinson. Next pitch misses outside, and the count moves to 2-0 on her. She hit a sac fly to advance the runner in the second, and then reached on a single in the fourth. Ultimately was out at third, thanks to the 1-5 fielder's choice later in that inning. And a really good spot there, ahead in the count, 3-0. You got to imagine as a 7-hole hitter, and with not the most amount of power in the world, I don't think she has the green light here. The 3-0, and taking the entire way, 3-1. The runner on first, that's Alexandra Biseglia with one away here in the bottom of the 6th. And Dickinson just fouls that one back into the netting. Pretty good 3-1 fastball right at the lettering. It's a hard pitch to stay on top of for any hitter. The count runs full, 3-2. Second straight full count that Paige Tidebeck has had to deal with out on the mound. The payoff. Fly ball, shallow right field. Charging on is Lauren Hagee, and she makes the grab. 2 away here in the 6th. Hannah Searles is having herself a really nice game, too, and she's back up to the plate here. 2 for 2, an RBI and a pair of singles. Hasn't come around to score yet, although she's reached at least second in both of them. Takes the first pitch, a fastball, dotting the outside corner for strike 1. Searles is 2 for 5 so far, both games combined. She takes the next pitch just a touch off the outside corner, and it's 1-1 now. Searles, the freshman out of Bethlehem, Connecticut, went to Nonawag High School. Fastball swing and miss, snap throw back to first, not in time. But now, if you're Hannah Searles, you have to protect in a 1-2 count. The Eagles, they got their leadoff man aboard in Alexandra Biseglia, but nothing since then. Searles skies one, shallow center field. Going to be a tough play, but charging on and making the play is Riley Hobell, and that'll do it here in the 6th. No runs on a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. It's still 8-1 Holy Family here on Post University Softball. Welcome back into Lemoy Field here for the top half of the 7th inning. Lauren Hagee was due to lead off the inning for Holy Fam, but it's actually going to be a pinch hitter, Rachel Allen, stepping up to the plate. Alyssa Hughes is still out on the mound, and the first pitch comes into Allen, and it goes to 1-0. Only the 7th at-bat of this season for Allen. She's 0 for 7 in that stretch. Another offering in. The count quickly moves to 2-0 on the leadoff hitter. So if the night is done for Lauren Hagee, what a night it was. 2 for 3. Pair of singles and an RBI to go along with it. Hard line drive. There's the first base hit of the year for Rachel Allen as she lines the single into left field. So how about the 7 or the 6-hole spot for Holy Family today? This time it's Rachel Allen moving herself to 1 for 1, but in this spot it's a 3 for 4 day. Now with the runner on first, nobody gone, it's Erin Stilton coming up to the plate. Actually, I stand corrected once again. It's going to be another pinch hitter here. It's Madison McHugh coming in, the freshman out of Philadelphia. 0 for 3 so far this year. As she hits a hard line drive into left field, it is a foul ball. Boy, almost Madison McHugh getting her first base hit of the year as well, but instead it's just a loud strike one. McHugh, the freshman, Philly and Nazareth Academy. At 5'8", catcher and third baseman. Seems to have a big power stance batting from the right side. And count quickly moves to 1-2 on her. So Erin Stilton, if her day is done, she went 1 for 3. Now the 1-2 offering in. Breaking ball just misses off the inside corner. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. Now the 2-2 offering from Hughes to McHugh. Misses just a bit upstairs, and the count runs full, 3-2. For only the 4th at-bat of the season for Madison McHugh, it's a pretty veteran at-bat here, working the count full and going up against a senior in Hughes. Now the payoff pitch. Hard ground ball right to Sapia. She goes to second for 1, but it's dropped. Angelica Tompkins couldn't handle that one cleanly and couldn't make the transition as all the runners will be safe. Call that an E4. And it's the second error of the day on Post University. Allows runners to go on first and second. Nobody gone. And Gabrielle Wiley stepping up to the plate. Once again, actually, it'll be another pinch hitter. And it's a first pitch strike to Robin Charlton. Charlton, the sophomore, also out of Philadelphia. 1 for 6 so far this season. No extra base hit, but did score a run. Takes another pitch just up and above the strike zone. Evens the count, 1-1. So Gabrielle Wiley, if her night is done this time around, it's a 1 for 3 evening for her. And it's a hard line drive, but it goes just foul of that third baseline. Robin Charlton will be stuck in a 1-2 count. It's Rachel Allen on second base and Madison McHugh on first, both of which were pinch hitters. And it's the third straight pinch hitter in an 8-1 ball game here for Holy Family. Next offering in, just off the outside corner. Got a 2-2 count here. Hughes looking for her third strikeout of the day. Ground ball, foul ball down the third baseline, and we'll do it again. Lefty on righty, or righty on righty. And there's a line drive into left field. It is a fair ball and a base hit for Robin Charlton. Rounding third is Rachel Allen. She will score. Everyone else just moves up another stations. Call it an RBI double for Robin Charlton. And it's now a 9-1 ball game in favor of Holy Fam. So still 2 in scoring position and nobody gone for the Tigers. Now we have our first non-pinch hitter of the evening. It'll be Jaden Kelly stepping up to the plate. Of the inning, I should say. Kelly, well, she deserves to not get pinch hit for. She's 2 for 3. A couple of singles, a couple of runs scored, as well as a stolen base. Next pitch misses down low, evens up the count, 1-1. Five different hitters in the Holy Family lineup today have RBIs. And Jaden Kelly has an opportunity to make it 6 different hitters if she can drive home 1, if not 2, with a base hit here. It's going to be a 2-1 count to the shortstop. Little bloop fly ball might find some grass, and it does. Boy, a seeing eye single for Jaden Kelly. And it's just a hard time going for Alyssa Hughes as Holy Family continues to rally here. She picks up an RBI on the base hit, and it's now a 10-1 ball game. Coming around to score was Madison McGee. Moving up to third, Gabrielle Wiley. Runners on the corners and nobody gone. Back to the top of the order in Riley Hobell. Runner takes off from first. The throw down to second base. Tompkins cuts it off. Little design play there. Runners on the corners. First and third stolen base. And Jaden Kelly picks up her second swiped bag of the day. So now 2 in scoring position with nobody gone. Next offering in. Upstairs. And it's a 2-0 count. Hobell, what a day she's having. 4 for 4 here in game 2. 3 singles, a double, an RBI, 3 runs scored. And you take her back to the 2 for 4 game she had earlier, so 6 for 8. I call that pretty nice. Looks like she wanted a new piece of lumber there. Two in scoring position. Next offering in. On the inside corner for a strike, and it moves to 2-1. Just been a good rally here from the Tigers to add on to their, what was originally a 7-1 lead has now become, or an 8-1 lead has now become a 10-1 lead. It's now a 3-1 count to the leadoff hitter. It was a leadoff single from Rachel Allen. An E4 allowed Madison McGee to reach. Robin Charlton reached on the RBI double. Jaden Kelly brought her home on the RBI single. Now a 3-1 count to Hobell. It misses down low for ball 4. So all 5 times that Hobell has come to the plate, she has reached today. That one being the first time she's gotten a free pass. And officially the bases are loaded for Madison Grubb. First offering into her. High fly ball, line drive. It's going to go over the head of Calabrese, and that might clear the bases. 1 run is home to score. 2 runs are home to score, and they stop the 3rd run at third. Call it a 2 RBI double for Madison Grubb, and that extends the lead. It's now 12-1. Coming in to score on the play was Robin Charlton and Jaden Kelly. Hobell moves from first to third, and Grubb stays put at second. Quickly moving, a line drive right at the shortstop, Brooke Dickinson. She didn't even have to move an inch for that one. Letizia with an unlucky at-bat, and it's out number 2. All of a sudden, another dangerous hitter up, and Sam Ciasulo takes ball 1 just below the zone. Ciasulo, the 8th batter of the inning for Holy Family. She's 2 for 4 today with 3 RBIs, 2 of which came on that big blast back in the first. Hard line drive into left field. It lands right in front of the left fielder Searles for a base hit. Everybody moves up a station. Another run comes home to score, and it's a 13-1 ball game. Sam Ciasulo, have a day. RBI number 4 here in Game 2. And just keeping things moving here for Holy Family, it's Lily Hoban. She swings at the first pitch, pops it foul and out of play, 0-1. Hoban, the 9th batter of the inning for the Tigers. 1 for 4. Stolen base and a run scored to go along with her infield single. And she grounds one back up the middle. It gets through for another base hit for Holy Family, and they've officially batted around here in the 7th inning. Hoban picks up her first RBI of the day. Coming home to score on that play was Madison Grubb. Everybody else moving up a station. 14-1. Big swing and a miss for Rachel Allen, who, remember, led off this inning as a pinch hitter with a pinch hit single. Next offering into her. Hard line drive into left field. It's another base hit for Holy Family. Everyone moves up a station. No runs come home to score that time around. The second hit of the inning for Rachel Allen. And now, we're back up to McGew. Madison McGew, she was able to reach on an error earlier in the frame. Remember, that looked like it was going to be an around-the-horn double play, but Angelica Tompkins just couldn't handle it cleanly at second base. Swung and missed at the first one and goes to 0-1. So the base is loaded with 2 men gone, and that next one was foul, and the count goes to 0-2. The 11th batter of the inning for Holy Family University. And it's in there for a called strike 3. And finally, the inning is done. But I thought that was the 3rd out. I stand corrected. Boy, it's been a long frame. You got to excuse me on that one. And Robin Charlton will be the next one coming up to the plate. She swings at the first pitch. This should be the 3rd out of the frame. Over to left field it goes. And Hannah Searles finally does put this one away. But it's a 14-1 game in favor of Holy Family. And a 13-run comeback would be necessary for the Eagles as they're up to their last licks. Oh, down to the last licks for Post University in this one. And boy, a lot of work to do, down 13 runs heading into this bottom half of the 7th inning. It's Paige Tidebeck still out on the mound for Holy Family. Tidebeck looking to complete her 6th game of the year. And the first pitch in finds the strike zone. It goes to 1-0. She does have a shutout. Obviously, this one won't count as that, with the 1 run on the board back in the 2nd inning thanks to Hannah Searles' RBI single. But 6 complete games, nothing to sneeze at for anyone across the CACC. Tidebeck today really had to battle through some personal issues in terms of health as well, but proved to be just okay. The 0-2 offering. Breaking ball. Good take that time from Isabella Oliver. 9-hole hitter leading off the Eagles here in the 7th inning. Oliver, she's 0 for 1. Reached on a walk back in the 2nd. Now the 1-2 offering in. Fouled at home plate. Will do it again. This game started off with a blast for Holy Family. 3 runs in the 1st inning, followed by 1 in the 2nd to make it 4-0. Eagles started to climb their way back with 1 run in the 2nd inning. That was Hannah Searles' RBI single, but 1 run in the 4th, and then 6 runs on 7 hits for Holy Family in the 6th. Hannah Searles gets Isabella Oliver gets her first base hit of the day, leadoff single. And Alyssa Calabrese steps into the batter's box next. Here in Game 2, it's been a bit more of a struggle for Calabrese. She's 0 for 3. The last at-bat was really unfortunate for her. It was a hard-hit ground ball and might have been a play, but ended up being out on runner's interference this time. Hits to shortstop, who goes to 2nd for 1, but no relay back to 1st. So called a fielder's choice. Calabrese reaches to 1st. Isabella Oliver heads back to the dugout. Now 1 away. And Angelica Tompkins comes up to the plate. Tompkins 1 for 3. And, excuse me, waving a miss at the first pitch. Goes to 0-1. Tompkins, she grounded out in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, and grounded out again in the 5th. Skies one fouling out of play. Count goes to 0-2. Now having to protect is Tompkins. Next delivery in. Decided not to swing at it, though. Tompkins, she started her hips around like she was going to. Snap throw down to 1st to no avail. Again, we've said a lot of times, Calabrese just takes that large secondary lead, but she hasn't even tried a stolen base this year. Good play by Tompkins just to stay alive. Looked like she was well out in front of that breaking ball, but found a way to get the end of the bat on it. Remains at a 1-2 count. Lefty on righty matchup. Once again, the 1-2. In the dirt. Beautiful stop behind the plate. Alexis Letizia find a way to keep Calabrese right where she is, and the count evens up at 2 apiece. 2-2 offering. Off the outside corner, and the count runs full, 3-2. But between the 2 and 3 hole hitters for the Eagles, Angelica Tompkins, and next up it'll be Nyla Sapia. We've seen a lot of really patient at-bats today. She hits a hard ground ball past the diving try of the shortstop, Jaden Kelly, and into left field for a base hit. So call it the second base hit of the inning for Post. And Angelica Tompkins gets her second base hit of the day. Runners on 1st and 2nd, 1 man gone, 1 runner in scoring position. One of those very patient hitters I just mentioned, Nyla Sapia, stepping up to the plate. 0 for 2, but worked a walk back in the 1st. And looked like she was taken the entire way, ball 1 upstairs. Sapia coming in as one of the hotter hitters in this Post lineup, hitting .412 over her last 6 games coming into this one. Takes a strike on the outside corner and evens up the count at 1-1. She's 0 for 4 on the day, but 7 at-bats and 3 walks. You'll certainly take that. Misses upstairs, and it goes to 2-1 now. It's pretty consistent for Sapia all year long. It's a .351 on base percentage, good for the second best on the Eagles. Takes a strike, dots the outside corner, evens it up at 2-2. Looking for her second strikeout of the game is Tidbeck. She doesn't get it this time around, and the count runs full. Once again, it's 3-2. The payoff pitch from Tidbeck. Skied in the shallow infield. Ranging into foul territory is the first baseman. And Sam Ciasulo makes the catch, and just like that, the Eagles are down to their final out in this ballgame. Not many hitters you would want up to the plate over Bailey Dickinson in this spot if you're a post-Eagles fan. She's had a tremendous day. 0 for 3 here in Game 2, but it was quite the Game 1, and now she gets her first base hit at Game 2. Well, maybe I spoke too soon as she's out at first base. The ever-so-classic 9-3 putout, and that's going to do it here in Game 2. A 14-1 victory in favor of Holy Family University as they find a way to break it open. 6 runs in the 6th inning power them to victory. Paige Tittebeck gets her 6th complete game of the year. And how about the day for Riley Hobel as the leadoff hitter? 4 for 4, reached base all 5 times. An RBI, a double, a stolen base, and 4 runs scored. Pretty incredible day. So Holy Family takes the sweep of the doubleheader on the road, winning Game 1 by an 8-3 score and Game 2 by a score of 14-1. Thank you so much for joining us today. For our entire production crew, my name is Max Stapleton, and you've been watching Post University Softball.